Good evening. This is CTV News for Friday, June 27th. I'm Rochelle Metzger. Thank you for joining us tonight. Well, a Texas man who moved to Maryland to sell drugs will spend the rest of his life behind bars for the execution-style murders of 2 women and 2 children in 2010. 47-year-old Darrell Ballard and his girlfriend, Takesha Gilmer, were found guilty of killing Wasidi Sakala, Dawn Brooks, and her 2 young kids inside a trash-filled garage apartment in Riverdale. Ballard killed Brooks, who he was related to by marriage, and Sakala over stolen drugs. Relatives say the life-changing tragedy has left them stressed, anxious, and depressed. In the end, the judge sentenced Ballard to 4 life terms without parole, 3 life sentences, plus 80 years, all to run consecutively.
In this case, you have someone who not once but twice drove here from Texas to sell drugs, and the second time that he came, when he felt that those drugs had gone missing, he, in cold blood, executed 2 women and 2 small defenseless children out of his own rage.
When Nyunzi Sakala came in, he literally pounded the boxes in my office. He was so angry. This family has been completely torn apart at the loss of their mother, their daughter, their grandchildren, their wife. It's unbelievable how much hurt they have suffered as a result of Mr. Ballard's cowardice.
We just miss them so dearly, and they will never be forgotten, ever, ever. And justice was served today. It took us 3 years, 10 months, and 11 days to this day to get that sentencing over with. So I thank God, I thank the courts.
Now, the girlfriend, Takesha Gilmer, pleaded guilty in the case and testified at Ballard's trial in exchange for a lighter sentence. She was also supposed to be sentenced today, but her hearing was continued. She faces a life sentence for her role in the murders. Well, in politics, it was a moment of unity as rivals for the Democratic gubernatorial candidacy met to kiss and make up. Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown and Delegate Heather Mazier gathered with supporters at an event in Rockville last night. According to the Washington Post, Brown spoke highly of his closest competitors, saying the Democratic Party is stronger because of them. Gansler was not present because of a family obligation, but his mother was in attendance. Meanwhile, GOP nominee Larry Hogan also held a unity party with his 3 competitors last night. Well, with the state primary over, local politicians are answering questions about their endorsements or lack thereof. County Executive Rashawn Baker was remarkably quiet during the Democratic gubernatorial primary. He endorsed neither of the 2 high-profile candidates, Attorney General Doug Gansler or Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown. And with the election over, he now explains why.
Everyone knows that Jolene Ivey and her family and my family, we go back years. Godfather to her second youngest boy. And she did a great job as chair, and so I knew that we would be in good hands if the Gansler Ivey ticket won. And of course, Anthony Brown, the lieutenant governor, and I served in the legislature together. Good friends. His wife, Carmen, and I are good friends. So I had friends that are in there, but I knew the main thing for me was I knew either one would do a great job for Prince George's County.
And as we mentioned, Lieutenant Governor Anthony Brown won the Democratic nomination and will square off against Republican Larry Hogan in the fall. Well, a Beltsville family is just grateful to be alive tonight following a terrifying blaze that destroyed everything in their home. It happened around 10 this morning in the 4500 block of Broads Boulevard. Latifah Majid has more.
Firefighters just finished putting this house fire out. Now, if you take a look right through those windows, you can see the extensive amount of damage that the fire has caused. Ada O'Connor, a resident of the house, says that 5 adults, 2 children, and 4 dogs were in the house at the time of the fire.
So this is very, very draining and scary.
O'Connor says it began with a small air conditioning unit that caught on fire, then spread throughout the whole house.
The AC unit was plugged in. It caught on fire unannounced to us. My mom noticed, ran upstairs, busted my room door open because it was in my room, and let the dogs out, but one of the dogs was still trapped in there. So thanks to the fire department, they were able to go in there, find him, get him out safely, and make sure he was good when he came out.
Physically, no one was injured, but emotionally, the family is still scarred.
It's draining, it's scary, and my God, I flew from my school just now to come home and make sure everyone is alive, including my animals.
The family did say that their insurance company is going to put them in a temporary house for 6 months while they renovate their house that caught on fire. In Beltsville, Latifah Majid, CTV News.
Now, investigators are still trying to figure out why that AC unit caught on fire. And you're watching CTV News. I'm Rochelle Metzger.